Welcome back to Going There. This has definitely been the episode that I have been resisting recording. And there's so many different places that we could take this conversation. I think I'll first start by sharing how hilarious it is to have different ideas arise, inspiration, creative bursts where you're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so amazing. What an incredible, fun addition to my content, to my business, which was very much how I felt at the beginning of this year, adding in the Going There series. And, it's so funny because I think that when we have these ideas, at least I had the idea. I was like, I know that shit's going to come up. I know that it's not going to be an easy, peachy year all the way through. But of course, at the beginning of the year, when this idea came up, I was like, it's going to be so cool for people to see behind the scenes of all of the amazing milestones and the memories and the breakthroughs. And I think God just laughed at me when I went into it with that expectation, because boy, have I been handed so many cards this year to really take a step back and make sure that I'm moving slowly, that I'm prioritizing my values and the things that are most important to me, and that I'm really learning from so many of the lessons that have come from the past several years, not even just this year. Like, I feel like a lot of the lessons that I'm learning this year, it's more of a mastering at another level versus a new lesson for the very first time. And so I just have to laugh to myself because we have what we think is the plan. And whenever we make plans, God laughs at us and is like, this is what you are going to experience. This is what you're going to get. And this is what's going to be of the highest good for you. Because ultimately, when we're making these plans, when we have these desires, when we have these expectations and these visions, we believe that it's of the highest good. We believe that that is the greatest timeline, that that is the ultimate manifestation based upon what we've seen and what we've experienced and what we've lived. And so for us to get so attached to that is so very human, because our plan is very rarely the highest, most aligned, most abundant, most overflowing, most magical, most healing plan available. And of course, because we can only see from our past experiences or what we see in the world around us, we don't see the full picture of everything that's available in the universe. And I think that this year has been very much so a moment in time where I have had to really, really learn that lesson and really, really trust and continue showing up and lean so much on my practices, on my tools, on breathwork, meditation, mentorship, plugging into podcasts and trainings that make me feel good, because this year has been far from easy. And this past month, especially, I think it's been like the moment in time where the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, asks me, will you learn and will you rise? Or will you ignore the lessons right in front of you and keep bumping up against the same problem, the same mindset, the same emotional strife again and again and again? And for me, these past 2 weeks really of this month have been all about I'm rising, I'm learning, and I'm rising. I guess the first place that I can start, since we've last been together, because there was so much fire and so much passion in the last Going There episode as it related to the revelations that I had around the Academy of Breath. And right after that episode was released, I went to Mexico for our advanced practitioner training inside the Academy of Breath, which was one of the most incredible experiences. It was so cool to be there with individuals that I've worked with and supported for as much as 3 or 4 years, and to meet in person and drop in together and to receive their magic in the different sessions that they led throughout the week. I mean, I saw purpose click into place for some of these women that I've been working with for several years that have had moments of breakthroughs, moments of, oh, this is it. But nothing as deep as what we experienced on the retreat. And every single day, I was brought to my knees in tears of just awe for these women that were on the retreat, our advanced practitioners, but also truly seeing myself for what I had created and what Lexi and myself have been able to create through the advanced practitioner training inside of AOB. And to also have the magic of in person be back in my business again, it was truly an unforgettable experience that left me feeling so high on life, high on my purpose, high on business, and has massively impacted the structure of the programs that I'm releasing moving forward, to really talk about the facilitation, space holding, client relationship aspect of leadership and business and entrepreneurship, as well as strategy, income, business, making moves, and all of the other pieces that I typically talk about in my programs and courses. And I think something that I realized in this experience was that historically my business has been set up as like one side being facilitation and teaching people skills, hard and soft, for holding space and facilitating client transformation, and then the other side has been more business strategy, social media content, self-expression, money, and all of the other pieces that go into entrepreneurship. And what I realized is that in my world moving forward, the two have to coexist together in every experience, because we work on both together. And that's how we experience the quantum leaps. That's how we experience greater confidence, more personal power, more clarity, more direction, more decisiveness, greater boundaries, better structures. And so I'm really excited because, having left that retreat, we're facilitating in the beginning of August the Space Holders Boot Camp, which is a 2-week boot camp where we are going to be teaching the 5 key instrumental pieces of space holding, as well as how to create a container and a structure for the spaces that you hold, whether that be one-to-one or group, whether it's in person or online, so that you're really able to take people on a deep journey within themselves and receive the transformation that they desire, and lasting transformation at that. And so I'm so excited about the 2-week Space Holders Bootcamp. In addition to that, I have a mini mind starting at the end of August called Group Magic. I do an annual mini mind. And last year's mini mind was called the Iconic Mini Mind, and it was all about creating a legacy level business. This year, it's called Group Magic. And I'm really excited about this mini mind because it is a hybrid mastermind space and training. The training is really A to Z of how to launch and sell and refine and scale and innovate your group experiences, but also how to hold space and create processes that can be applied for a wide variety of people and work for that wide variety of people. And so a lot of the people, maybe you listening to this now, or people in my world or past clients, are desiring to shift from one-to-one into groups, but oftentimes either struggle to fill their groups or struggle to create a really valid and tested process of transformation, because oftentimes with one-to-one, it's so intimate, it's so intuitive, it's so different from person to person that it can be hard if you don't know how to extract what the process was that can be applied for a wide variety of people. So we're going to be talking about that. We're masterminding as well too, which is hot seat coaching, mentorship, mastermind support of being held in a container of your peers. And so the reason I'm sharing this and sharing the Space Holders Bootcamp is that I've always said I want to teach you how to make an impact and an income. And I feel like the impact and income get to come together in both of these different experiences to support you, not just in growing your bank account, not just in growing your finances, but also continuing to deepen the work that you're doing so that as your success grows, your client's success grows as well too. And so the Group Magic Mini Mind, I cannot wait for. It's an 8-week program. Again, it's a hybrid mastermind and training space. The Space Holders Bootcamp is a 2-week program. It's more of an introduction, but still going to be really, really powerful. And like I said, just that clarity around connecting the dots between who we are as facilitators, as space holders, as teachers, as coaches, and giving you the hard and soft skills of being able to continue to deepen and up level in your actual client relationships, working in the business, but also working on the business and the marketing and strategy just feels like the most delicious blend of all of the things that I'm passionate about. And being on retreat in person with my people, having mirrors and reflections back of what I've created and how the work that we've done together has been able to create a ripple effect into their lives and what they create for their clients was honestly one of the greatest gifts that I've gotten this year. And it was just the most amazing and beautiful experience that truly helped me to anchor back into my power on an even deeper level and see myself as a teacher, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as an innovator in the industry. And to also see that what we're doing inside the Academy of Breath is unlike anything that I have seen any other certifications, whether that be coaching certifications or breathwork certifications or meditation teacher trainings, doing out there. And so I just feel more lit up than ever before about my work and just so excited about the next few months. It feels like everyone on the team is working really well together, and I just feel like so many of the pieces that were kind of up in the air at the beginning of the year have really leveled out. And it feels really good to be supported in my business, because the other side of the coin of this past month, as I shared in a recent episode intro, is that Penny, my dog of 11 years, I want to say my puppy because she truly was a puppy. For me, she was my permanent puppy. That was what I always called her. Passed away. And it came at such a shock. Again, like all of the energy that I was sharing, the excitement that I was just sharing right now, coming back from the retreat, the moment that I got home, I opened the door and she couldn't get up to greet me, and I knew something was wrong. And that was Saturday. And then the next Saturday, we took her to the ER because I had taken her to the vet 2 times before that over throughout the week for her legs not working, and then her breathing was weird. And I just could tell that something wasn't right and nothing was really helping her to get better. So we took her to the ER and they said that she had chronic bronchitis and gave her a steroid. And when they gave her the steroid, because she has had a heart condition, they said, giving her the steroid is really walking on a knife's edge, but we have to try it because she's having trouble breathing and getting enough oxygen. And that was Saturday. And on the Tuesday after that was when she passed. And, I'm so grateful because from Saturday until Tuesday, I just was with her and I had the space to extend the AOB launch because we just closed the doors to our summer cohort. And this was all happening right in the middle of the launch. And so I had the ability to take the space to just let my team take care of things so I could be with her. And on Monday night, I knew that she wasn't going to be with us for much longer. I could just tell that something was really wrong. And so it was so beautiful because I got to draw her a bath, and we jumped in the bath together, and I cleaned her up and gave her a little massage in the bath. We had binaural beats going and spa music in the background, and just loved her and gave her Reiki. And her breathing got worse later on in the night when we were going to sleep, and I had such bad anxiety that like my legs were twitching because I could just tell that something was so wrong. And yeah, I she was in her bed and I asked Matt if he would bring her up so that I could lay with her. And she had been like really heavily breathing that whole night. And then when she laid in my arms, she just calmed down for like 30 minutes or so, and just was her breathing returned to normal. And I just gave her Reiki and held her and cuddled her and told her I loved her. And I was kind of in and out of sleep for 2 hours, but kept feeling her kind of adjust and move. And then at like 3:30 in the morning, I woke up and I could tell she was really struggling. And so I made the call for us to go back to the ER on Tuesday morning in the middle of the night. And they like immediately took her out of my arms and took her into the back to do CPR. And before I could like properly say goodbye, even though I feel like the goodbye was that whole night, her heart had stopped. And I know that part of that was her knowing that I wouldn't be strong enough to make the call to put her down because I just love her so much. Obviously, it's been a process, and grieving is just such a weird emotion, weird thing to do because it comes in waves. And, some moments I feel totally okay, and others like this when I think of her. And really, just when I think of just that week of me getting home from Mexico and trying to nurse her back to health, but her health declining, like that's what breaks my heart the most because it was just so shocking and came out of nowhere. She was 11, but she was a healthy 11. She wasn't on medication. And when I left her before Mexico, she was totally fine. Like, it breaks my heart because I look at all the photos that I have right before Mexico. Like, I think we went out to dinner the night before I left, and she was so happy and smiling and high energy. And so I don't know. I don't know. The message that I keep getting when I meditate, and like I have her little bandana and I'll sit with her bandana and meditate, and I have her ashes now because it's been several weeks. But the message that I keep getting is that she and her death was really just a reminder of living in the moment and how important it is for us to just live full out and not take for granted these experiences that we have, these opportunities that we have, the beauty of life that is right here in front of us. And that, yes, there's always more, but right here is so good. It really is so good. And to not let that pass by. And it's funny that I say this now because I know that I said that in the second episode of going there. And so I feel like I said, like the mastering of so many of these things that I've forgotten and remembered has really just been turned up to a whole different caliber over this last month. And losing Penny is like the alarm bell, a wake up call, whatever you want to call it, that I will not ignore at all. And oh, I hate that I'm crying. I just feel like, as awful as it has been to lose her, her life gave me so much. I mean, my entire 20s. I got her when I was 19 years old. She's been through every heartbreak, every move, every transition, every milestone. She loved me unconditionally when I didn't love myself and was always there for me. So it's been a hard month balancing the duality of feeling so good and then having the wind taken out from underneath your sails But like I said, like I've said this many times before and going there, like duality is always existing in every single moment. And it's not about waiting until something is perfect. Like Penny's life is such a beautiful reflection of that. Like if I waited until I was less busy because of my launch to like be truly present with her, I would have so much regret right now. Like I'm so happy that I was like, I need to take a step back. I need to be with my family. I want to be with her. Because if I hadn't done that, if I had perpetuated the the forcing or the straining that I used to do earlier on in business, then I would have lost those last moments with her. And so I just feel like, gosh, I've grief teaches you so much, pain teaches you so much. And I hope that for those of you that are watching this or listening to this, that like that you really just let this land, because I don't want a single one of you to let life pass you by or to have the regret of not being more present or not celebrating the small things or whatever it is that's happening right now in your life. Like there's something here for you, and I know that we have so much more that we want to create and do and be. And also all we have is right now. And the more that we love this moment, the more that we love where we're at, the happier we will be, the more fulfilled we will be, the more connected we will feel to the people around us, and ultimately the more successful we will be as well too, because success is so much more than just how many people are following us or how many people signed up for our program or how much money we made this month. Like that's just an eensy bit of what success is. So anyways, that took a turn, right? It's been a rough month, but like I said, it's also been really beautiful to have these breakthroughs and these moments in my business, to feel the support of the people that I have in my life on such a deep level, whether that's the people on my team or my friends and my family. I feel so much love. And I also feel so much hope for what's happening over these next couple of months and beyond. As much as like from a material or surface level, it doesn't look like a quantum leap, within me, it feels like a quantum leap. And that feels really, really special, because I know that when the inside changes, the external is forced to change eventually. And the more that we lean in to the changes that we're experiencing internally, the faster the external will happen. So I'm showing up with that energy. I'm excited about these next couple of months and that energy. And yeah, I just feel more than ever before so ready to not let a single thing stop me from living full out, because I know that that's what Penny would want, and that's what I want to, and that's what I want for all of us. Like it's just not worth it to wait or to be timid in the pursuit of our desires. Like, let's be hungry. Let's be ravenous. Let's be excited. Let's be passionate. Let's do it with play and fun and joy and excitement versus forcing and kicking and screaming. We get to choose what way it happens. And I really, truly believe that this month was a big wake up call, and stop choosing it to be hard. Stop choosing it to feel mentally exhausting. It doesn't have to be that way. And since having that hard conversation with myself and having the wake up call of losing Penny, I've been feeling, yeah, obviously the waves of grief, but also my mind has felt so much lighter because of the choice to learn the lessons and to rise. So I feel like I have to like give you guys, before we wrap up, just a question to sit with based on this conversation. And that is, we're in the second half of the year now. Are there lessons that you are meant to take from the first half of the year to help you rise? Are there lessons that maybe in the past you've ignored that have kept you bumping against the same thing? And now this is an invitation for you to really learn them and to rise above. I think we all have little things like that that will just support us ultimately in creating that inner quantum leap. So, oh, like I said, I had a lot of resistance recording this episode, but I know that this community is filled with the most amazing human beings. And I feel grateful, despite how vulnerable it is, to share what's happening behind the scenes, to truly go there with you, because I know that this conversation and what's been coming up for me over these past several months, but especially over this past month, is like, I'm not alone in it. I know that you guys are experiencing it too, because I talk to so many of you. And so I hope that you just seeing how I've navigated it and how I'm showing up for myself and my thought process behind the lessons, the trial and the error, will give you an expanded perspective and a different choice potentially to make as you navigate the ebbs and flows of your life as well. So thank you for being here with me. I love y'all so much. Like I said, if you are interested in jumping into either of the programs that we have going on, Space Holders Bootcamp in the beginning of August, Group Magic Mini Mind at the end of August, all of the links will be either in the YouTube description if you're watching this video, or in the show notes. So make sure to check those out, and feel free to send me a DM at Ava Johanna if you have any questions at all about any of the programs, or just want to share how this episode resonated with you. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So I'll see you guys soon.